Well, it doesn't take a rocket scientist.
Every seventh conductor being connected by a non-reversible Charley Pride.
I don't understand the words you just said.
To know you're listening to the leader in pure classic country, WLIJ.
I'm just a common man, drive a common van.
98.7 and AM 1580.
Look out, Middle Tennessee. Benny is on the beat. Here comes your host, Benny Pulley, going in-depth with singer-songwriters and musicians from across Music City and beyond, with live performances straight from historic WLIJ Studio B right here in Shelbyville. Benny on the Beat on WLIJ is sponsored by Black and Blue Sports, Hawkins Flight Academy, Southern Fair, and by Shady Acres Creations Boutique and more in Bell Buckle. Now, let's see what we've got here. Here's Benny Pulley.
Benny Pulley, behalf of Hopkins Farm Broadcasting. I'm here with Hall of Famer, singer-songwriter, Jerry Foster. And Jerry, I want to thank you for coming. I know you're a busy man, and I just appreciate you taking the opportunity to come up here and spend some time with us today.
I appreciate the opportunity to be here.
Yeah.
In fact, at my age, I'm happy to be anywhere.
Well, I know what you mean. As we get older, we're just talking about all the aches and pains we get.
Yeah, you and I had a good conversation about that before.
Yeah, buddy. I tell you, so I was looking through some of the information about you, and I know 1972, I think you walked away with a golden wheelbarrow.
Yeah, you know what's really funny, Benny? We thought we struck out because usually at those awards banquets,
right,
they're usually kind of alphabetical order.
Right.
So we had a few that we thought, whoa, wait a minute. We didn't make it. I thought we did, you know.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the thing, I thought we totally struck out. We didn't get anything. They came rolling out this gold wheelbarrow, and it had 30 awards in it. I mean, I got 10, Rice got 10, and the publisher got 10.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but I'm the only one. I stole the wheelbarrow. When we left, I took it with me. I put it in a limousine and took off. And then I hid it somewhere in the CBS building. And so if anybody out there has got my wheelbarrow, I'd like to have it back.
Got a golden wheelbarrow.
Yeah.
Well, y'all pulled in a lot of trophies that year, but I heard that wasn't the best year.
No.
What year was your best year?
74.
74.
Yeah, we won 11 awards, so that broke the writers thing. Mm-hmm. But we also won 4 production awards, so we had 15 awards that year.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
I had the lieutenant governor of Georgia was a good friend of mine, Zell Miller.
Okay.
And he came, I got him an honorary membership in ASCAP, and we're on the escalator, and he's got half of those awards. I couldn't carry them all.
Right.
Because they're wood with gold shields on them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And somebody told him, said, congratulations. He said, thank you very much. But I had the lieutenant governor of Georgia carry my awards for me. But it was so funny. I'm hoarse enough to pull a carriage today.
Well, that's all right. That's all right.
In.
But I know you've been writing for a long time. We talked about a little bit earlier about you started writing real young.
Yeah.
You was selling poetry illegally to kids.
Yeah. Well, I was selling poems to juniors and seniors in high school, and they were getting good grades, so they kept coming back. Dime, 15 cents, whatever you got in your pocket. And I said, that's the days I went down and had an extra bologna sandwich at the store.
Oh, man.
But I grew up on a farm in southeast Missouri.
Okay.
And I started school early because of where my birthday was.
All right.
And so, which meant when I was graduated, I was 17. And I wanted to join the Marines, and Korea was going on.
Right.
And my dad said, no, Jerry. And I said, you taught me to shoot a 12-gauge shotgun when I was 9 years old and hunt rabbits with you. He said, Jerry, rabbits don't shoot back.
Yeah,
so
that's
he
true.
let me go, so I went in the National Guard. And I thought, well, maybe they'll activate the unit. I was dying to get in combat.
Yeah.
And anything to get out of that cotton patch, you know.
I bet,
and so what really wound up helping me was going in the National Guard, because when I turned 18, I joined the Marines, which is what I wanted to do in the first place. But I already knew how to march, field stripping M1, so I didn't get slapped as much as some of the other people did in boot camp, because I already knew how to do it.
You knew how to do it. Yeah. That makes a difference. Yeah. So where did you go? Have to go to Korea? Or
No, what happened was the 28th of July, we signed a ceasefire.
Okay.
That's still what we're living under with North Korea.
Okay.
Yeah. And so that was 28th of July. And what happened was the platoon didn't form. And this is how God works. I was supposed to go to San Diego.
Right.
Because I was west of Mississippi. I went to Paris Island. I thought, oh, boy, Paris Island? Come to find out it's the hardest boot camp they got.
Yeah.
They only got 2, and I got the worst one. But you know what, Benny? I would advise any young person to do something like that.
Yeah.
It's this. You learn discipline, first of all.
Yes.
Secondly, it gets you out of your mama's house.
Right.
And then when you do your enlistment's over,
right,
you've kind of got a different outlook on life.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, I never did go to the military, but I threatened my mother I was going.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, because I wanted to get married at 17. And
I did.
Yeah, I told her, I said, I want to get married, and she didn't want to sign the paperwork, so I kept after, and after we had a restaurant, and she just kept, no. And one day, we closed down at 2 and then opened back up at 4:30. And so one day, about 2 o'clock, it was getting close to 2 o'clock, she said, blanket, I'm tired of this. We're going to go get you married. I said,
Mama told you that?
Yeah. I said, well, all I wanted was just you to sign the paper.
Save your time before.
Yeah, so we went and got married. So I'm still married to the same lovely lady. I've been married to her for over 50 years. So we're good. But my mother didn't want to sign that paper.
I bet she did.
It took me about 2 months talking her into it.
Well, I couldn't talk my dad into
sign that
anyway.
Yeah. Most of the time, when you join in the military, they don't want you to go. Your parents don't.
No.
Yeah.
No, and it was really strange because the guy that I worked for in radio, I was a disc jockey for a while. Mm-hmm. And I went in to think a disc jockey that worked there. Mm-hmm. He had the MC to show for me. It's a high school 13 miles away where I graduated.
Oh, cool.
And I went to thank him, and come to find out he got fired. And so they put me on
the radio.
I wound up getting a job, and I really wasn't looking for one. It's just, my life has been that way.
Well, it's crazy. I always say God puts things in front of you that you're not planning on. Exactly. I wasn't ever be in radio. I was going to be in radio in 2019 after COVID, and I got in radio because somebody wanted me to come.
Yeah. Well, I challenged a guy in Beaufort, South Carolina, because I lived off base because I'd gotten married on boat leave. And we practiced in the back of this old grocery store. Uh-huh. And this guy was looking for party favors, and he heard the music. He stuck his head in the door, and he said, "Who runs this band?" I said, "I do." "Why?" He said, "I'll give you $25 to play in my backyard for 30 minutes. I'm having a party right down the street." Mm-hmm. I said, "Suck 'em up, boys." So we go down there, and I guess we're about halfway through our 30 minutes, and I look at him, and I recognized him, and I said, "Aren't you Mr. Talbot? Don't you own the Pontiac dealership here?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "I hear your spots all the time on WBEU." I said, "Why don't you sponsor us a radio show on Saturday?" He said, "Okay." Just like that. He didn't say, "I'll think about it. You can do it." So we were on and for 3 weeks. And we got a booking off the base. And I said, if we're going to, book off the base, we need to look like a band. I've always been a stickler for that. Yeah. And I said, I'm going to go to Savannah, which is like 80 miles away, and see if I can find some shirts that you don't see
everywhere else,
so we'll look like a band. So we're walking down the street in Savannah, and my bass player was a gunny sergeant. He outranked me. And he said, if you was any kind of band leader, you get us on television. I looked up, and his sign said WSAV-TV. I said, follow me. Caught an elevator, got off right in front of the receptionist. And she said, may I help you? And I said, no, I want to see the wheel. I want to see the guy that runs this place. She said, oh, he's back there. And before she could say, in conference, I said, thank you. And I walked right by her, walked down the hall. My bass player's trailing me, heard voices behind these double doors. Now, flipped the double doors open. This guy startled at the end. The guy sitting outside, the guy on the end looked up and he said, who are you and what can I do for you? I said, I'm Jerry Foster and you can put me on television. And he said, what do you got? I said, the best country band you ever heard. He said, oh, really? And I said, yeah, really. And they weren't that good. I thought they were. And so, anyway, he said, what do you do? And I said, I'm in the Marine Corps. And he said, well, if you had a show on Saturday, could you do it? And I said, of course. And then he said, do you have a fiddle in the band? I said, no, but I got Bill Haley's drummer. He said, like I said, do you have a fiddle in the band? I said, well, like I said, I got Bill Haley's drummer. He said, if you had the show and we gave you a fiddle player just for the show, would that be okay with you? And I said, just as long as he's great. He said, can you come back Wednesday night at 8 o'clock and audition? I said, yeah. I went back and auditioned, and I started the next Saturday. I never went back to the radio station. And I was a sergeant in the Marine Corps with a television show, and the next thing you know, I'm working a club that seats 650 people. And an old Marine with a scar here from Iwo Jima saw me singing, and he said, you need to be making records. So he got me a record deal before I ever got out of the Marines. This is how God works.
Oh, yeah. And your gunny sergeant, was he happy you got him on TV?
Oh, yeah, he was my bass player. That was my band. I took the whole band was on TV.
That's cool, man. All right, Jerry, we're going to start out. Let's get them a song. We got about 3 or 4 minutes.
How about I start with a number one song?
All right, sounds good to me.
Okay, then I'll tell you the story behind it.
All right.
I could search from now. Let me make sure I'm in the right key.
Okay, no problem.
I could search from now till the end of time and never find another you. I'm so glad because I know you're mine, someone to give my love to. And I'm singing the wrong song in the wrong key.
Well, that's all right. That's what you call
the song
live.
I was doing for you, actually, it was our most recorded song.
Okay.
Now let me do it in the right key for you. I could search from now till the end of time and never find another you. I'm going to quit.
All right.
I can't find the right notes on this guitar.
Oh, that's okay.
You know, that's really funny because it's the way I'm sitting. I'm feeling the wrong place for my capo is what's happening.
Oh, okay. Now, if you need to rearrange over there, you go right ahead.
And I'm trying to find a key where I can. I'm so hoarse.
Well.
I'm trying to find a key where the voice halfway sounds good for your audience.
Yeah.
The song I was telling you was number one. Don't know how I'll get her off my mind. Give me time. I'll think of something. I can't say today that I'm all right. Oh, but by tonight, I'll think of something. I'll find so many things to do. I won't have the time to think of her. And then if she's still on my mind, I'll try to drink enough to drown the hurt. And if that don't work, I'll think of something. Where do I go for love that I still need? Now that I'm free, I'll think of something. And if someday by accident we meet and I can't speak, I'll think of something. If I can't say a word to her, I'll blame it on this lump that's in my throat. Then standing there, what will I do to hide my love enough that it won't show? Oh, I don't know. I don't know how I'll get her off my mind, but give me time. I'll think of something. That's it.
All right.
Yeah, the story behind it.
So now, when did you write that one?
I wrote that. Well, we got it cut the first time in 1974. Right. That was one of the 11.
One of the 11 awards?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So what was funny was Cinnamon Records was a little label that had Norval Phelps and Jackie Ward, some people, and we were happening. Drift Away went to Two in the Nation on Norval. And so, but I was talking to Johnny, who really put me and Rice together at a theater in Poplar Bluff, Missouri.
Okay.
And he moved to Nashville and was running this label, so I was head of A&R. And Rice and I had written that morning, and he lived in Dixon, which is 40 miles out of Nashville, right?
Yeah.
And Johnny was putting people together for meetings, competitors, and I said, what are you going to do if all those people show up one time? He said, God, boss, I don't know. I'll think of something. I said, can I borrow your phone? And so I'd heard that phrase a million times, but it's the first time it dawned on me that's the song title.
Yeah.
So I called Rice. I said, Bill, got to come back. We got to write tonight. And he said, oh, it'll keep till in the morning. I said, no, it won't. Because I've dreamed songs before, and if I didn't write them that night,
yeah,
they were gone the
next morning.
Yeah, so he decided we'd meet at 8 o'clock in our writer's room down on Music Row.
Yeah.
And so I pretty much had the song formulated, the words and stuff, and he was just kind of tweaking the melody a little bit. And there was a knock at the door, and I thought it was the janitor. And I said, don't forget where we're at. We're almost done with this thing. I'll just tell him to come back and clean tomorrow night. So I went to the door, and I opened it, and it was Jim Viano, a record producer, and Jim, he was right down the hall from us. And he said, Foster, when you guys finish that song, I think you're calling it I'll Think of Something. He said, just prop it up against my door and slide the lyric, and I'm cutting that on Hank Jr. tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. And I said, this is God again.
Yeah.
What if we don't write that night?
Right.
Okay. So I said, how did you know what we were doing? And he said, everything you're doing is coming down my air conditioner right over my desk. He was down the hall from us. I said, boy, it's a good thing we're not talking about you like we usually are. We'd never get another cut. He was the kind of guy you could joke with, have fun with. So Hank did it, and it was the first time that he'd ever been inside the top 10. He was about 19 years old.
Wow.
And it was, it went to, I think, 11 or something on him. I don't remember, but it wasn't a number one. But 18 years later, Mark Chesnutt cut it, and I had just spent $5,000 cutting it on a guy from Arkansas. And I had given it to Polygram Music to help me get a label for him.
Right.
And so, boy, I beat it. Johnny congratulated me on my I didn't even know Chesnutt had cut it.
Yeah.
And he said, was congratulating me on my Chesnutt cut. And I said, what are you talking about? He said, I'll think of something. I said, what? I took it across the publishing company, and I said, who pitched that song? I just spent $5,000 on it. And they said, we didn't pitch it. Come to find out, he was in his dad's band when he was younger. And his dad was on a little label, you know, and his favorite singer was Hank Jr. He learned it from his dad.
Oh, wow.
The interesting thing to me about what happened with his version, it was 4 minutes and 11 seconds, and Hank's was 2 minutes and 18 seconds.
Yeah.
So I told one of the fiddle players on the session, I said, you guys took a 2 minute and 18 second record and made a 4 minute 11 second. And he said, Jerry, that's where we faded it. I would love to hear what we don't get to hear. 11 minutes they played on that song.
Oh, wow.
The fingers started jamming.
Right, yeah.
And Benny, it was one take. There's no plugs in it. It's one take on Chesnutt.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that thing
crazy.
started running up the charts like a monkey up a flagpole. And he and I became good friends after that. I had another hit with him. It was a 5, was It Wouldn't Hurt to Have Wings.
Okay. Now, Jerry, we're going to have to take a break. I know we got to get them commercial sponsors pay for this thing. So, Chase, take her away.
Looking to launch your career as a professional pilot? Hawkins Flight Academy is your destination for modern, accelerated flight training. Their fleet features technically advanced aircraft with glass cockpit avionics, giving you real-world experience. Training is further enhanced through their partnership with Montlow State's Aviation Simulation Lab. Hawkins trains future airline and commercial pilots through a complete FAA-approved curriculum. If you're ready to fly, remember, at Hawkins Flight Academy, the sky is not the limit, it's home. HawkinsFlight.com.
Southern Fare at 210 Lane Parkway in Shelbyville is serving the best breakfast and lunch around. Randy Morgan and his staff at Southern Fare offer sandwiches, plate lunches, burgers, salads, and all of your Southern favorites. Breakfast is served daily from 6 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. and lunch from 10:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. with a different lunch special every day. Stop in and feed your appetite at Southern Fare on Lane Parkway in Shelbyville. Southern Fare, Southern favorites served daily. 931-536-5768.
Bring your printing or embroidery vision to life today with Black and Blue Sports of Shelbyville. Proudly serving your community since 2003, Black and Blue Sports offers embroidery, printing, digital media, and ad specialty products. Choose someone who strives to provide you with the newest trends and exceptional quality with no minimums. Black and Blue Sports on 114 East Highland Avenue in Shelbyville. 931-680-9898 and online at blackandbluesports.com.
Our trending fashions are boutique style apparel at affordable price. Something you're looking for? Look no further than Shady Acres Creations Boutique and More in Bell Buckle, Tennessee. We have special brands from Judy Blue to other famous boutique style brands in most sizes for all ages. We also offer on-site permanent jewelry for the more adventurous shopper. In Bell Buckle at 102 Bell Buckle War Trace Road. Open Wednesday through Saturday from 9 to 6 p.m. 931-813-3100. Shady Acres Creations Boutique and More is your new place to shop for the latest designs and fashion trends.
Mention this ad to receive 10% off your first purchase. Hello, Trouble. And he's got a friend. It's Benny on the Beat on 98.7 and AM 1580 WLIJ. Sponsored by Black and Blue Sports, Hawkins Flight Academy, Southern Fare, and by Shady Acres Creations Boutique and More in Bell Buckle. Now let's send it back to Studio B.
This is Benny Pulley, behalf of Hopkins Farm Broadcast here with Jerry Foster, and they tagged me as Trouble.
Oh, they did?
Yeah. So I guess now you're in here, so are we really getting in trouble?
I think we've already been. I think I started us off on the wrong foot.
That's all right. Well, I want to get some more songs in, and we'll talk a little bit later. Okay. But you go ahead and pick one that you'd like to play, and let's do another one.
I'm going to do this because this was... I want the audience to hear this because I just like this song. Mm-hmm. It was in an album. And it was by Crash Credit. It was the only cut we had on him. Mm-hmm. And Bill did a great demo on this, but I stumbled into it and I started singing it at the Commodore. And I just like the song, and I hope you do.
Yes, sir.
I wake up every morning and miss her by my side. It's not her fault I'm lonely. Heaven knows she tried. Every day I'm crying for love that slipped away. My heart is slowly dying for love of yesterday. All of my tomorrows seem so out of place. If time were mine to borrow, I'd choose yesterday. I wish I could stop feeling and living with the pain. Tomorrow so uncertain, but yesterdays don't change. I wouldn't trade the memories that she and I had made, but but I'd give my forever for love of yesterday, a love of yesterday.
Wow, that's good.
Thank you.
I like that one. And you said Billy Craddock did it?
Crash Credit.
Crash Credit? Okay.
Yeah, and Bill Rice.
Bill Rice
did the
helped
demo.
write
We had a demo and saying you could have released it.
Wow. Yeah.
But I just love the song.
That is a beautiful song.
But when you lose somebody,
yeah,
it's different. What I did, I changed tense.
Uh-huh.
And it was, she had just left him.
Right.
But this was a little different.
Right, yeah, understand. So now, you started early, went to Marines.
Yes.
Got your show.
Yes.
And then you've progressed ever since.
Now, well, you know what? A lot of young people come up to me because I work at the Commodore a lot,
right.
and it's all original songs that these kids sing, and they always ask, what do you do? And Nashville's a lot different now than it was when I got here.
Oh yes, for sure.
I got here the 12th of May, 1967, and Charley Pride cut The Day the World Stood Still, July 31st.
Wow.
Now, what I started to tell you was, what I tell them, number one, if you got talent, don't quit. You're looking for a word. The word you're looking for is yes. You're going to get a lot of no's. But the thing that's more important, your talent's more important than anything.
Right.
But then finding somebody that believes in you, and I was blessed, man. I had Bill Hall, who at one time managed Johnny Preston, when he had Running Bear and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Big Bopper.
Yeah.
On one end, and his partner was Jack Clement, who was producing Jim Reeves. He was a big producer, old Marine.
Yeah.
That were my publishers, and they believed in me, Bill and me. And it was kind of unusual that we were a team.
Yeah.
And Jack, we went to Memphis to meet with him, and Jack tried to really find out what we were made with. He followed me to the bathroom, and he said, look, you write the words, don't you? And I said, yeah. He said, I'd love to sign you. He said, but we don't need... He said, melody players are a dime a dozen. And I said,
Not this one.
I said, we're a team.
Yeah.
And I said, you either take Bill with me or you don't get me either.
Right.
So it wasn't very long after that, he followed Bill, and I didn't even miss him at the table. Billy Lee Riley was sitting at the table, was drunk. And so Jack told him, he said, we don't need Foster because the lyric writers are a dime a dozen, but great melodies are hard to come by. And Bill told him the same thing I did. And he said, I'm sorry, you don't get me without Foster. And we had flipped a coin to decide whether it was Rice and Foster or Foster and Rice, and I let him call it. And so it became Foster and Rice. That's how we got our name.
Oh, but that's a great story.
Yeah, but the thing of it is, I feel sorry for the kids trying to get started now because there's locked doors all over Nashville. The publishing companies, even ASCAP and BMI, locked the doors.
Yeah.
Why? There ain't no money there.
Yeah.
Larry Gatlin already told you where it's at. It's all the gold's in California.
Yeah. Yeah.
In a bank in somebody else's name.
Yeah. That's true.
But Benny, the thing of it is I love what I do.
Yeah.
And I love people.
Yeah.
And I think that it shows.
Yeah, that's the key to anything you do. You got to love people.
Yes.
You got to be willing to do things that you normally wouldn't do to make them feel good. And that's why I'm a big component of helping, our veterans, our people in our community, our school teachers. All those people are part of our community, and you enjoy helping them.
Sure.
And so when you're writing like you do, you're able to touch people emotionally
that you don't even know.
That you don't know.
That's right.
And we're going to take a break, but I want you to tell the little story about the lady that called you.
The what?
The lady that called you from the hotel room or told you.
Oh yeah.
You accepted it.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, we're going to take a 2-minute break, and we will be right back.
Southern Fare at 210 Lane Parkway in Shelbyville is serving the best breakfast and lunch around. Randy Morgan and his staff at Southern Fare offer sandwiches, plate lunches, burgers, salads, and all of your Southern favorites. Breakfast is served daily from 6 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. and lunch from 10:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. with a different lunch special every day. Stop in and feed your appetite at Southern Fare on Lane Parkway in Shelbyville. Southern Fare, Southern favorites served daily. 931-536-5768.
Our trending fashions are boutique style apparel at affordable price. Something you're looking for? Look no further than Shady Acres Creations Boutique and More in Bell Buckle, Tennessee. We have special brands from Judy Blue to other famous boutique style brands in most sizes for all ages. We also offer on-site permanent jewelry for the more adventurous shopper. In Bell Buckle at 102 Bell Buckle War Trace Road. Open Wednesday through Saturday from 9 to 6 p.m. 931-813-3100. Shady Acres Creations Boutique and More is your new place to shop for the latest designs and fashion trends.
Mention this ad to receive 10% off your first purchase.
Bring your printing or embroidery vision to life today with Black and Blue Sports of Shelbyville. Proudly serving your community since 2003, Black and Blue Sports offers embroidery, printing, digital media, and ad specialty products. Choose someone who strives to provide you with the newest trends and exceptional quality with no minimums. Black and Blue Sports on Wood 14 East Highland Avenue in Shelbyville. 931-680-9898 and online at blackandbluesports.com.
Looking to launch your career as a professional pilot? Hawkins Flight Academy is your destination for modern, accelerated flight training. Based in Shelbyville, Hawkins offers a fast-track professional pilot program that takes you from zero experience to licensed flight instructor in as little as 10 months. So if you're ready to fly with passion, purpose, and precision, remember, at Hawkins Flight Academy, the sky is not the limit, it's home. HawkinsFlight.com.
All right, this is Benny Pulley, behalf of Hopkins Flight Broadcasting, here with Jerry Foster, Hall of Famer songwriter, and we're going to talk a little bit about a song that sort of touched somebody that you was telling me about that called you, and I'd like you to tell the story again.
Okay. I was invited to be a guest of a radio station down in Florida. I went and after I had gone to a water show, I went to the station, and they invited people to call in and ask questions or say whatever they wanted to say. And it was getting to be about sundown. I think the signal got out a little further.
Yeah.
And so I got this call. I don't even remember her name. I wish I did. All I know, I just call her a young lady.
Yeah.
And she called and she said, "Mr. Foster, I'd like to thank you for a song that you wrote." And I said, "Well, I'm sure you're welcome." You know, I said, "What was it?" And instead of telling me the title, she said, "When I was 15 years old, I got pregnant." And she said, "My parents disowned me, and I had made up my mind I was going to kill myself." And she said, "So I went to this motel, and I had the whiskey and the pills." And she said, "But the radio was on, and this song was playing." And she said, "Because of that song, my parents are the proudest grandparents of the prettiest little girl you've ever seen." And I told her, I said, "Honey, if I never write another song, my whole career has been worth this one phone call. Yeah. Saved 2 lives and put a family back together."
Yeah.
And I like I'm telling you, you're sitting in these windowless rooms sometimes writing songs, and you don't know who you're influencing.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, and it's just it's amazing how a lyric or a word in a song will touch somebody emotionally.
Yeah, and Benny, the funny thing of it is, there's no telling how many people you've touched that you don't even know about.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I mean, I got lucky and got a call from somebody that could reach me.
Yeah.
And thank God for that call, because to me, that's the most important song I ever wrote.
Yeah.
And it wasn't the biggest hit. It was cut by Ferlin Husky.
Okay.
That's who had the thing on it.
And do you remember what the song was?
Of course, it was called Rosie Cries a Lot. You want me to try to do it?
You can try to do it if you'd love to see.
Rosie starts the morning by picking up your clothes, and her mind begins to question what you did the night before. And she wonders if you're looking for something she ain't got. 'Cause when she's all alone, you're not at home. Rosie cries a lot. Rosie covers cry lines and hides her heartache well. Disguised behind the makeup the Avon lady sells. Her smile can have you thinking she's happy when she's not. When she's all alone, you're not at home. Rosie cries a lot. Rosie cries for the love that she sees wasting away. All of her heartaches won't wash the lonely away. And she's drowning her soul for the promise you made yesterday that you forgot. When she's all alone, you're not at home. Rosie cries a lot.
Wow.
Yeah. And I never understood how she could equate with it. Once again, it's God.
Oh, yeah.
Something in the song.
Something in the song touched her.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even about what she was talking about.
Right.
And that's what blew my mind.
Yeah.
Because usually they'll say a line in a song, touch me or something.
Yeah. And it might be the cry a lot. Because she might have been crying a lot, because
I think that's
the
exactly
separation
what it
of her
was.
parents.
And she's trying to cover up the tears with the makeup.
Yeah, that could have been it.
I think
because that's something in that song touched her.
And you know what? There's something else good about it too. When the baby got here, the parents fell in love with their granddaughter.
Oh, good. Yeah, that's a whole another thing.
When she said, "My parents are the proudest grandparents of the prettiest little girl you ever saw," I almost cried.
Oh, I bet.
It touched me. What do we call it? Touched me.
Oh, yeah. That's great. Now, I remember we was over at Jenny's, and we were having a little singing thing.
Yes.
Jenny invited me over, and you was telling a story, and I can't remember how it went, but it was talking about some guy in the band named Jerry Reed.
Oh, I was recording for 20th Century Fox.
Yeah.
And I came to Nashville to cut. And I had this song. I called Rice when I wrote these lyrics, and I said, "Bill, I got this song." And he said, "What am I supposed to do with that?" And I said, "Don't make any difference. It's all about the lyric."
Uh-huh.
And so when I came to Nashville to record, they had a new guitar player. And he hadn't played sessions, and so he played everything he could think of on this record, and he killed the record, because if you kill the lyric,
you're right.
That you kill the whole song.
Right.
With this song, anyway.
Right.
And his name was Jerry Hubbard, and later everybody got to know him as Jerry Reed. What he wanted to do, he wanted the engineers and the producers to know that he was a good guitar player. I think he played every lick he ever knew on that one song, and I said, "Thank you." He and I became really good friends.
Yeah.
But he was quite a character.
Yeah.
I started a celebrity baseball team, and he played third base. And the biggest crowd, we were playing big league ballparks.
Okay.
And we'd do a concert after we played a celebrity game. The big league team would play, then we'd play a concert. And in San Diego, they had a riot. The biggest crowd they'd ever had on Sunday was 12,000, and he said, "Well, the hillbillies will probably draw an extra 2,000." And so they set it up so people could move down behind the screen stuff. And they had this flatbed parked at second base. We drew 34,000 people.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, they set up the sound for 14,000. And a kid jumped. How he got through 20 security guards, I don't know, but I was opening, and he got on the stage with me. I didn't know it until I backed into him. Kid with a ponytail, no shirt, cut off khakis, and every other word was like. He said, "Black man, man, like we paid extra for tickets." He was high enough to go duck hunting with a rake. And I said, "Look, when I get off, I will try to talk to the engineers, see if there's anything we can do. So go back to your seat and just try to enjoy the show the best you can." So he got up and went back to the States, and Dorsey Burnett followed me. And of course, they couldn't change it.
Right.
I mean, you know. Yeah. So Dorsey was in the middle of a tall oak tree, and here he come with about 5 of his friends, but he didn't make it to the stage. The security guards were hitting him with slapjacks and everything else.
Oh, yeah. Remember
and
those
Charley Pride was next. He said, Jerry, I'm not going out there. I said, yeah, you are. And he said, okay. And so Charlie watched 2 women doing the bump and described it for me. He said, Jerry, you won't believe what I just saw. And I said, Charlie, it's called the bump. He's okay. But the biggest crowd we had was St. Louis, and it was the Busch Stadium too, where they had the AstroTurf. And so we drew 52,000 people. Wow. The Cincinnati Reds were those, and Johnny Bench was a good friend of mine anyway.
I like Johnny.
Yeah. I did his television show opening day in 70, I can't remember, 70, I think it was 74. And anyway, he said, you're invited to the party. And first of all, there was a bunch of airline stewardesses sitting in front of us, and a guy with an Indian blanket was sitting next to me, and he had a flask. And I said, you got any fire water in that flask, Chief? He said, yeah, you want a shot? And I said, yeah. So it wasn't very long. We was picking at the girls, and a guy that shows you your seats, he came and got the girls, and I thought, well, they must have said something bad about us because they moved them somewhere. And we didn't do anything wrong. We was kidding with them, me and the chief. And so it wasn't very long. They come in motion for the chief. And he got up, and I had a security guy with me, and I said, Warren, if they throw me out, you're going with me. He hadn't said a word. And he said, okay. Sure enough, I was next. I said, okay, Warren, let's see which gate they throw us out of. They took us to this, it was cold, took us this nice, warm Johnny Bench glassed in with sandwiches and all kinds of drinks. And there was all the girls. There was the chief. And come to find out, the chief was the mayor of Cincinnati. So Johnny told me he wanted me to do he did me and Jerry Clower and Jerry, there was Jerry Wallace.
Okay.
He had he was taping 2 TV shows, and we were getting dressed. And he came in, and he told a joke, and everybody laughed at me, and he said, what's your problem, Foster? And I said, Johnny, you're a great catcher, but you're just not funny, man. He said, you hadn't been on my show yet. I said, I've passed shows better than yours on the way to the bathroom. We did 2 shows. I'm the only one that did both of them.
Did you?
And that's when he invited me to the party at his
house.
I said, I don't know anything about Cincinnati. I got to fly back to Nashville tomorrow. I stayed for opening day for you. And he said, well, you won't have any trouble finding the place. It's in your hotel. It was a presidential suite.
Oh, okay.
That's who was there. It was all the girls. Everybody had got thrown out was there. And then the other artist that was there was Bobby Goldsboro.
Bobby Goldsboro.
Johnny Bench was a country music fan.
Yeah. You remember Bobby Goldsboro?
He's old Oklahoma boy.
Yeah. Good singer, songwriter too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right. So you got me another one?
Well, I guess so. I got all kinds of them here. Yeah, I'm going to say the one I told you was the most recorded song we had. This has been cut 30 times.
30 times.
Yes. But unusual. When Well bought the company, he had put out a little book about this, and it talked about me and Rice and this song, because Robert Goulet cut this song.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Glenn Campbell cut it. It's been cut so many times it's unbelievable, but it was cut by Joe Simon, R&B.
R&B, yeah.
And Bobby Blue Bland.
Okay.
So it's been cut pop, country, and R&B. So I'm going to do it for you.
All right.
This time I'll try to get the key down. And this is not an easy song to sing. We wrote this for Lynn Anderson, and she turned it down, and it got so big she had to put it in an album anyway. Johnny Paycheck was our first hit on this thing. I could search from now till the end of time and never find another you. I'm so glad because I know you're mine. someone to give my love to. I believe, my love, that you're one of a kind, for there's no one else like you. You're the light of my life, so let it shine. Someone to give my love to. I find happiness is loving you. I'll do my best to make your dreams come true. Days of man and wife time are precious few. I will spend them all with you. Then beyond forever I'll wait for you. Someone to give my love to.
Yeah, when you started singing, I knew that one.
Yeah. It was so funny. When we were writing it, we were writing at Bill's house, and it was snowing. And I said, Bill, I don't like this title, but we keep running into it. And he said, I love that title. I thought, I don't like it, but I don't know what else to put in it.
Yeah.
And that became the biggest song we had. So you never know.
Oh, yeah. You never know.
Somebody will surprise you once in a while.
Yeah. I want to talk about that in just a minute. We're going to go ahead and take our last break.
Okay.
And then we'll be right back.
Our trending fashions are boutique-style apparel at affordable price. Something you're looking for? Look no further than Shady Acres Creations Boutique and More in Bell Buckle, Tennessee. We have special brands from Judy Blue to other famous boutique-style brands in most sizes for all ages. We also offer on-site permanent jewelry for the more adventurous shopper. In Bell Buckle at 102 Bell Buckle War Trace Road. Open Wednesday through Saturday from 9 to 6 p.m. 931-813-3100. Shady Acres Creations Boutique and More is your new place to shop for the latest designs and fashion trends.
Mention this ad to receive 10% off your first purchase.
Bring your printing or embroidery vision to life today with Black and Blue Sports of Shelbyville. Proudly serving your community since 2003, Black and Blue Sports offers embroidery, printing, digital media, and ad specialty products. Choose someone who strives to provide you with the newest trends and exceptional quality with no minimums. Black and Blue Sports on Wood 14, East Highland Avenue in Shelbyville. 931-680-9898 and online at blackandbluesports.com.
Southern Fare at 210 Lane Parkway in Shelbyville is serving the best breakfast and lunch around. Randy Morgan and his staff at Southern Fare offer sandwiches, plate lunches, burgers, salads, and all of your Southern favorites. Breakfast is served daily from 6 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. and lunch from 10:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. with a different lunch special every day. Stop in and feed your appetite at Southern Fare on Lane Parkway in Shelbyville. Southern Fare, Southern favorites served daily. 931-536-5768.
Curious about flying? Learn to fly at Hawkins Flight Academy in Shelbyville. The sky is not the limit. With state-of-the-art training and technology like aircraft equipped with Garmin avionics, Hawkins Flight Academy has what it takes to fulfill their commitment to your aviation success. Hawkins Flight Academy, empowering flight, inspiring pilots. 931-488-5969. Located at the Shelbyville Municipal Airport. HawkinsFlight.com.
This is Benny Pulley, behalf of Hopkins Farm Broadcasting, here with Jerry Foster. And Jerry, before we start this next song, I want to ask you, when was you inducted into the Songwriter Hall of Fame?
1994.
94.
Yep. Yeah. But when Bill and I went in, we were nominated 3 times.
Okay.
91, no, 92, 93, 94.
Okay.
Well, we knew we weren't going to go in 93 because in our category was Conway, and he just died.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, but I went in with not only Bill Rice but Buddy Holly.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I got to meet the Crickets.
Oh, cool.
And his plaque is in the in front of the Hall of Fame. The Hall of Fame.
Is that you?
Yes.
Sorry, Carly. We'll call you back.
Call you next week. Here, Daddy. Let me give you a present.
We'll call you next week.
Yeah.
But no, being in the Hall of Fame, I imagine for you, to most any artist, that is probably one of the best things that ever happens. That
was a total surprise for me. And what the oddity about that whole organization, NSAI, Nashville Songwriters Association International, when I came to Nashville, I told you about Bill Hall and Jack Clement. She was their secretary.
Oh, wow.
And Maggie started the songwriting. She loved songwriters.
Right.
And she was living in Belmead, and she started that thing after she left us.
Wow.
Yeah.
Everything works together, don't it?
But in, I guess, 2022, the state of Missouri put me in their Walk of Fame.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
So I got to meet some more strange people.
Yeah. Missouri, Arkansas, Louisiana, all them guys right there, they all got kindred spirits with music.
The lady I was married to was from Wilson, Arkansas.
Really?
And when I married on boot leave, we lasted 60 years.
Wow.
She was a good wife.
Yeah.
Mother of my children. You'll never hear me say a bad word about Polly.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Now, you were talking about a song you were going to do that you played at Jenny's. It's sort of a humorous, but tell me a little bit about it.
Well, I think I wrote it in about 15 minutes. But the thing of it was, what it's kind of about. It's about you know how a guy will brag when he gets in a fight about how tough he is?
Yeah.
This guy's getting the heck beat out of him, and he's trying to make you think he won. Okay?
Okay.
So it's called The Fight. I was standing on a corner across an alley from downtown, minding everybody's business but my own, when along came a short, sort of skinny little runt, the kind that looked harmless to pick on. I began our conversation by calling him some names, telling him he sure did look a sight. And knowing I could whip him, I let him stand right there and talk big old me into the fight. First I took my big old face and smashed him in the fist, and I hit him till my nose was just a wreck. Then I placed my head firmly in his hands, and I began to wring him with my neck. With my big old mouth, I bit him in the shoe, till my dying day, I won't know why. Then from the prone position, I looked right up at him, and I poked him in the finger with my eye. With my mangled fingers, I reached up from out the dust, asked him if he thought he'd had enough. I thought it fair to warn him that we'd better discontinue before I really started getting rough. Well, I didn't hear his answer. I laid down and went to sleep, just to prove how unafraid I was. But if another little fella ever tries to pick on me, I'm going to do some thinking before he does.
That one there is so funny.
But you can imagine that with too much music. Yeah. Reed was playing pretty chords and stuff. And I thought, wow.
That's too much.
Yeah. If you don't understand the story.
Yeah.
It don't work.
Oh, man, that's hilarious. That one there gets you in stitches.
Yeah, tissues.
Yeah, have to have the tissues for that one. But anyway, that was, to me, that's one of those, that would be a good one for Ray Stevens.
Yeah, it would.
It would. It fits him perfectly because he always does him crazy knockoff shows, and I love he would be great on that song.
You know what?
Maybe you need to pitch it to him.
Well, you know what?
Ray Collis.
He writes so well himself.
Yeah, I know. He does a good job.
But he came up with a good idea, too, when he had the theater in Branson. Mm-hmm. He started taping his shows and selling them on television.
Okay.
$20, $19.99 or whatever it was, but he sold a ton of those things.
Oh, I bet.
When he went into the Country Music Hall of Fame, I was there for his induction.
Okay.
And he said, everybody gets it wrong. He said, I do not on all of Music Row. Mike Curb owns the other half. Everybody cracked up. That's Ray's sense of humor.
Yeah.
Tux jacket and jeans.
Yeah.
T-shirt.
It's one of those things, and I'm a big promoter of our traditional country music.
Yep.
And stuff like that you've wrote, and over the years, it's traditional country.
That's what's missing right now.
And we've got away from it. The producers have gotten away from it. The ones that are producing all the songs,
yes,
they think it needs to be more upbeat and all, which is great. But it's more what I would consider in my time period would be sort of like a Southern rock. Into that, Creedence Clearwater and all those guys.
Elvis kind of married a bunch of.
He married the soul, rhythm, and blues, everything.
Everything, gospel
and
too.
He was one of those that pretty well anything he touched turned to gold, as they say.
Yeah, but what was really funny about that? What you talking about? What Elvis touched? Mm-hmm. He'd been in the studio a bunch of times at Sun, and they weren't getting anything. He was trying to sound like Dean Martin and everybody else. And they took a break, and I had the CD for a while, and I gave it to somebody. Somebody in London gave me the CD because Sam left the tape recorder running.
Right.
And what happened was they took a break, and Scotty had already taken his guitar off, and Elvis started hammering his guitar, singing "That's All Right, Mama," and Bill had been pulling the bass, where you could really. He started slapping it. That wasn't what they'd done before.
Bam, bam, bam.
Yeah, he could get the sound and still the slap because they didn't have a drummer.
Right.
And Scotty picked up his guitar and put it back on, and Sam said, "Guys, whatever you're doing, back up. I'm going to start it over and do that." That's how "That's All Right, Mama" came back.
Wow.
It was a total accident. Elvis was clowning, and that became his style. See, you don't know.
Yeah, you just play around, horse around. Sometimes it gets you in trouble.
Gets you in a lot of trouble.
Yeah. So I want to end. We got about 3 or 4 minutes. Let's go ahead and you give us one more song, and then we'll come back and sort of end up everything.
Okay. Well, let's see. I had a thing on Randy Travis.
Okay.
I've walked 1,000,000 miles across this floor, but I never have quite made it to the door. I never thought the time would come I'd ever see this day when you could make me feel so thrown away. I'm feeling like an old pair of shoes, all worn out from walking through these blues. There's a hole in my soul, and I'm really feeling used. I'm just like an old pair of shoes. You've always been my one and only love. It's no easy thing to give you up. Looking back, I'm feeling like there's not much left to lose. This time I might just walk out on you, 'cause I'm feeling like an old pair of shoes, all worn out from walking through these blues. There's a hole in my soul, and I'm really feeling used. I'm just like an old pair of shoes. And that's
old
it.
Pair of shoes.
Old pair of shoes. Randy is so funny.
Yeah.
I thought the world of him.
Oh, yeah.
He was one of the good guys.
Yeah, he is one of the good guys. So
But
I want to thank Jerry for coming, Jenny for arranging it. Miss Jenny's always behind the scenes, and she won't let us show her on air.
And Dottie for driving.
That's right. So we want to thank you for coming up here today. I know it's out of your way, but we appreciate you coming.
I have appreciated talking to you so much.
Yes, sir.
And that's the only thing I'm good at is running my mouth. It gets me in a lot of trouble.
Now, before we get off here, do you have a website? People can go to your website and see anything? Or
I got a Facebook page.
Okay.
If you want to check it out and check out the Facebook page.
Okay. Jerry Foster? Is that the way it's listed?
Yep.
Okay.
And I'll probably get about 100 pen requests on that back. That's what happens.
It never fails.
Benny, it's been a pleasure working with you, man.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you. And I love your guitar, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's a Bob Dylan signature.
Okay.
They only made 500.
Oh, wow.
This one don't sound like anything else.
No, it's beautiful.
Because I'm playing it and I can't play very well, but it's got its own sound.
Yeah, it's real mellow. It's got a good mellow. Yeah, it's got a good feel to it. Yeah.
I'm spastic and it's mellow, so I guess we're a good team.
Like I said, it's been a pleasure, Jerry, and I want to thank you for coming. Thank Jenny for arranging it, and anybody wants to check it out, go to his Facebook page, Jerry Foster, and you can always tune in. We'll have it posted on our WLIJ Facebook page also, and YouTube. Thank you for coming. God bless each and every one of you. We will see you next time.
Our trending fashions are boutique style apparel at affordable price. Something you're looking for? Look no further than Shady Acres Creations Boutique and More in Bell Buckle, Tennessee. We have special brands from Judy Blue to other famous boutique style brands in most sizes for all ages. We also offer on-site permanent jewelry for the more adventurous shopper. In Bell Buckle at 102 Bell Buckle War Trace Road. Open Wednesday through Saturday from 9 to 6 p.m. 931-813-3100. Shady Acres Creations Boutique and More is your new place to shop for the latest designs and fashion trends.
Mention this ad to receive 10% off your first purchase.
Southern Fare at 210 Lane Parkway in Shelbyville is serving the best breakfast and lunch around. Randy Morgan and his staff at Southern Fare offer sandwiches, plate lunches, burgers, salads, and all of your Southern favorites. Breakfast is served daily from 6 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. and lunch from 10:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. with a different lunch special every day. Stop in and feed your appetite at Southern Fare on Lane Parkway in Shelbyville. Southern Fare, Southern favorites served daily. 931-536-5768.
Bring your printing or embroidery vision to life today with Black and Blue Sports of Shelbyville. Proudly serving your community since 2003, Black and Blue Sports offers embroidery, printing, digital media, and ad specialty products. Choose someone who strives to provide you with the newest trends and exceptional quality with no minimums. Black and Blue Sports on 114 East Highland Avenue in Shelbyville. 931-680-9898 and online at blackandbluesports.com.
Looking to launch your career as a professional pilot? Hawkins Flight Academy is your destination for modern accelerated flight training. Their fleet features technically advanced aircraft with glass cockpit avionics, giving you real-world experience. Training is further enhanced through their partnership with Montlow State's Aviation Simulation Lab. Hawkins trains future airline and commercial pilots through a complete FAA-approved curriculum. If you're ready to fly, remember, at Hawkins Flight Academy, the sky is not the limit, it's home. HawkinsFlight.com.
98.7 and AM 1580 WLIJ, the leader in pure classic country. Streaming on WLIJradio.com.